Okay. All right. I look forward, by the way, to all of us being together in October in person. How's that? Okay. So good morning, everybody, and welcome to the BCN. It is the Jewish New Year of Rosh Hashanah, and this is the year of celebrating health, success, and whether you're Jewish or not, we wish you the very best and a happy New Year. William, we are thrilled to have you as our speaker today. William Pate is the president and CEO of the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau. William's talk is going to be on the hospitality recovery and what it means to your business. And I have known William for many years, and I think his talk today will be something that you all will use very well in your business as well as for your families. The mission of the organization, as always, is to create a sense of community and bringing all of you together in a holistic way that builds a strategic partnership and results in a return on investment. And today we have a great example of a 5-year member returning John Parker, a 3-year member returning Cinematics, a 2-year member returning Impact Branding Consulting, and a new member joining us, the Georgia Aquarium. Rules of engagement, you guys are doing great with muting your mics. There will be times throughout the segments where you will have a chance to speak and ask questions, and these are the areas that we'll be doing it. Our value proposition is these roundtable forums. Again, we'll be going live October 14th, November 11th, and December 9th. Our Mentor Advocate program helps you generate revenue and build these sustaining partnerships. The professional development is our keynote speakers, and also looking forward to each of you at some point doing a seminar and workshop. You can do up to 4 a year. And then getting involved in community engagements. We now have 2 nonprofits, the Atlanta Community Food Bank, and by next month, we'll have the Georgia Aquarium up there as our second. And then, of course, resource sharing. Our Mentor Advocate program helps each of you within a monthly time period with a 30-minute pipeline, working with me to help you become relevant to someone that doesn't know you and should know you. And so we do these pipelines strategically, and then we'll do discovery meetings in between, no more than 15 minutes, again, focused on discovery, strategic partnerships, and then next steps. This time we're going to do the one thing, but we're going to just call on or have each of you, just 5 of you, share what is the one thing that you're working on in your business today, if you take a minute, that is helping you be more focused because you're staying prioritized and it's making a difference in your business today. What is your one thing? And we're just going to hear from 5 members. Who would like to speak?
Happy to.
Okay. Aaron?
One of the things that I would really stress to people, if you haven't already gotten a business coach, you should do that. I did not realize the impact that having a great business coach would be for me just in my thinking process. I want to put a shout out to Russ Hall, who has been working with me for the last few months, and how I view my business as it's growing is it's as different as night and day. So if you haven't done it, highly recommend it.
Well, now you have us all intrigued, so we'll have to hear a little bit more detail between Russ and you, but that's outstanding, and I'm so glad. Is there a couple more members we can hear
Deborah,
from?
I'd be happy to share.
Okay. Michael, what is the one thing that you're working on? Michael Calais.
So
Mike, go ahead.
Something that I do now is I give myself 3 goals for the next day, typically high value money goals. So let it be following up with a prospect on if it's a prepaid maintenance program, getting them the numbers. So anything that I always give myself the night before, 3 people that I have to touch, reach out to, if it's putting together a card proposal, whatever it is, but 3 of them. And that's how I start my day every day when I get to the office. And that's been, it's been really helping me in September. So something I would recommend.
Michael, let me introduce you properly. Michael Calais is with Mercedes-Benz of Buckhead, and he is the team member with Scott Capri, Scott's been promoted to fleet sales manager and also in charge of choosing the inventory for the entire dealership. Michael is in internet sales and has just grown in his position. And so he will now be the BCN champion. And so Michael, it's great to have you with us.
I'm happy to be here.
Any other one things? We have time for two more.
We got Fred from Kaiser.
Fred?
Sure. The main thing that I work on is focusing on my why. Why do I come to my office? Why do I do what I do outside of money? So focusing on your why, which for me is to maintain the health and stability and wellness of my membership. So
Love that. Fred, when we have the segment on member news, please share with everybody about the upcoming run walk, if you would. Okay.
it got moved to virtual, so I will do it.
I know. All righty. Not now, but during that segment would be great. Anyone else want to do a one thing? Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to thank you moments and success stories. I know we have a few. So why don't we start with either Kevin. Kevin, if you're on, Kevin Paulin, are you with us? Okay, how about Ben? Are you with us? Ben Burgess, I know you're there.
Yes, I'm here. Did you want me to wait till our update, or did you want to go ahead and talk about the most recent volunteer day?
No, I thought we discussed you were going to share your thank you moment here, and then the other two items you were going to do.
Okay, sure. No, I want to thank you to Kevin and Darlene with Oasis and Ross at Team Oasis. They brought their team in. Caesar at Nextras and Deborah, they brought their team in on the 26th and did a volunteer shift and took a tour at the food bank. And they were able to see our work. And also they sorted 6,800 pounds of food and provided 5,700 meals to the community. So I just want to thank them for coming in and taking the time to do that. So I appreciate you all.
Well, and I want to share on our behalf, the BCN, that you and Cameron, Lacey, and your whole team just do an outstanding job. It's a machine, but it's such a caring, loving machine. And it was great to see. And it's up on the BCN website, everybody. So if you go to our website and you go to BCN member news, you'll see it there. And can't thank again with Ben, thanks to Caesar with Nextras, and of course, Kevin and Darlene and Ross. All right, any other thank you moments and success stories?
Roger with Mythos.
Hi, this is Roger, and I have a thank you for Ramona Long over at Money Pages. She is. She introduced me to Starlight Learning Academy, and they're a daycare, 24/7 daycare, and we're assisting with some virtual reality fixes for their Google Street View, and we're also converting their televisions into digital signage so they can better inform their parents about their upcoming events and services, and providing some education moments inside the screens across, I think, 3 locations. And they're also incorporating in a something called Hole in the Wall Selfie Museum, which I'd really like to share with you when the results are finished. So if those of you that have kids will be amazed. So anyway, thank you, Ramona, and be talking to you soon.
Thank you, Roger. That's excellent. And Ramona, any other thank you moments and success stories? Okay, we'll go to the next segment and we'll go to the food bank, the Atlantic Community Food Bank. Ben, your update. You have 2 minutes. You've got a lot. Good stuff.
Thank you. So in addition to, obviously thanking the crew that came in, I want to be able to offer this opportunity to all of the members as well. So we have reserved a couple of options in October, should anybody want to come in and have a shift at the food bank. They're going to be on October 7th from 1:30 to 4:30 and October the 28th from 1:30 to 4:30. Lacey's going to actually drop the link into the chat there. We offered a couple of these just because I know people are busy, and that can sometimes be tough. Both of those are Thursdays. We're hoping, as we kind of move forward, that we can potentially offer this, maybe once a quarter for all the members that wish to come in. The shifts are 1:30 to 4:30, but we're also offering a tour around 1 o'clock like we did on the 26th. So hope you can join us. If not for those dates, maybe in the future. I also wanted to share something that Deborah and I talked about recently. We also have something that's not happening until next summer, but something I wanted to mention for people who have young kids as well, that we have something called our Youth Summit. It's a way that we engage with some of the youth in the community. It's for rising 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th and 12th graders. Basically, it's a 1-week day camp, but kids can actually apply to come participate in it. Students get to learn more about the food bank and how to become a change agent in their community. They get to see firsthand how we support the community and have hands-on opportunities to serve. They get to do a food sort, a mobile pantry. They debate issues with lawmakers at Capitol Hill. They do a community garden, and they come up with an action plan for their community. So if you have any young kids like that, something to think about. We started accepting applications around that in January. And never too early to start promoting our Hunger Walk Run, which will be here before you know it. It's not till March, but lots of opportunities for people to come down and participate in that down near the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. For your business, if you actually want to engage further, we have an expo all day long for that event, and you can set up your own tent to expose your product to thousands and thousands of people. Hopefully, once we can get past this Delta stuff, I feel very confident, that we'll be together again in March. So thank you all for having me.
Ben, thank you for everything that you are doing. You've really been very involved with our members, grassroots. And I would say that any of you that want to do events where you can give back to the food bank, as well as make it a business event. We did that with Wealth Enhancement Group and Procom. Oasis Landscapes and Irrigation did an event. All of these at Good Game that benefited the food bank, but allowed them to do some business too. The other thing I want to mention on your behalf is there are 4 ways that for our members to be engaged with you through the corporate partnerships and sponsorships that you can customize for them, the volunteer opportunities that you just mentioned, the food and fund drives, any special event engagements for your companies you can tailor with Ben, and then the virtual and in-person education lunch and learns. And your member offer is that if you do any of those things, you can also utilize their space for private events. So thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you, Deborah.
And this is a great picture here of the hunger. This is the sorting that we did, Kevin and team. And this is the all of us with WeWork. WeWork was also part of it, but we all wore our masks until the very end, and then we took them off to have the picture. It's an exquisite building, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. The Atlanta Hawks, Justin was not able to join us this morning because they're working on the season coming up. And so he was asked to be in a mandatory meeting. But I know that he's very excited in working with some of you or all of you. And I know that I believe Mark Lewin with Wealth Enhancement Group is working closely with the Hawks. Mark, are you with us this morning?
I am.
Did you want to share an example of what you're doing with the Hawks to get everyone excited?
Well, I don't know if a few words from me can get everyone excited, but I will say this, that they do have phenomenal options for great seats at surprisingly reasonable prices for a team of their new prominence. So I was very pleased that all these different ways they could package things up and discounts and and so anyway, very pleasant surprise, and I encourage everybody who's a basketball fan or just wants to create a business experience for their clients to explore this with the Hawks.
Thank you, Mark. And they are excited about speaking for us. October 14th, we'll be at the Taylor English, and we'll have the Chief Executive Vice President, Chief Revenue Officer, Andrew Saltzman, as our keynote speaker. Next is the hospitality update. Matt, are you with us for you to share an update from Good Game and the Roxy?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
So our focus at Good Game right now continues to be on group events. And we would love to host your next team building or networking event at Good Game. We're the ideal place for groups of 10 to 30 people. And of course, we have great food, fun games. And it's also not too early to start planning your holiday parties as well. It'll sneak up on you before you know it. And before all those spots get taken, feel free to reach out to me if you're looking to plan a holiday party. And I'd also just like to add as well, for those of you that are going out, whether it's Good Game or anywhere right now, please remember, just be patient. The industry, is still short-staffed. Be kind, and if you get good service, remember to leave a generous tip.
Matt, do you also want to share, just reminding everybody that if they come to Good Game, what kind of discount they would get on the bay, and then also with your gift cards?
Yeah, absolutely. So as a BCN member, everybody gets a free hour in a bay. And if you do come in with the group and you get multiple bays, all of the bays will include the first free hour in there as well. And we always give 20% back on top of any gift card purchases for all BCN members.
And you will be hosting us. Our December annual holiday mixer will be at Good Game. So
I will, yes. Yep,
yeah.
Really look forward to that.
We're thrilled. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sashi, are you with us? Nikado? Uh-oh.
I am Deborah.
Yay. All right, Sash.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sachi. My family and I have been operating Nikado Japanese restaurant since 1972. And we are coming up on our 50th anniversary next year in November. And we're very excited to get over this whole Delta thing and celebrate properly next year. We are excited to introduce the Japanese bento boxes, hopefully next month, sponsored by Taylor English Duma, and at our next in-person BCN meeting. So we'll be featuring 5 main traditional items fixed up in a bento box for everybody to enjoy. Currently, like Matt said, we are struggling for hiring. So if anyone knows, has anyone that would love to join our team, please let us know, because we are all open hiring kids, family members, anyone. So we look forward to seeing everybody at the next BCN meeting. Thank you.
And Sashi, any specific positions you're looking to fill?
We would love a front of house hosting positions, serving and bartending, as well as our carry out person. So we're looking forward to meeting someone who would like to join our team.
And Sashi, you did a great job last night for us. The Georgia Aquarium, Hiroshi, I know you're with us, joined, and they just had a wonderful experience.
Thank you.
And you do have a catering menu that you're going to be featuring for all of our members.
Yes.
It's going to be your BCN one-pager.
Yes.
And so we look forward to sharing that with everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stars and Strikes cannot be with us this morning, but Stars and Strikes is hosting us in November. We have an amazing restaurateur roundtable, of which Sashi and Matt are going to be 2 of our speakers, along with Kip Lowry with Stars and Strikes. And then we have 3 or 4 more. So very excited about that, all of you. Now, William, I see you, and we're so excited. We're now looking forward to your talk. And between the discussions we've had and your slides, I'm eager to hear and see what our members say about what you're going to share, because I believe that it will help them in their business tremendously, as well as with their family, as it relates to hotel stay and restaurant dining and economic development and tourism. You've been an important part of my life, and I really appreciate you coming back to us. You were our speaker in 2018, 3 years ago at Maggiano's Cumberland, and you were terrific then. And just to share with everybody, William has one of those bios that are very robust. So I just want to share that he's president and CEO, again, of the Atlantic Convention and Visitors Bureau. And he's won many awards, as you can see here, the Lifetime Achievement from American Marketing, the Herman J. Russell CEO of the Year Award from the Atlanta Business League. Atlanta Magazine recognized him as one of the most influential leaders, the Business Chronicle. I can go on and on. All I can say is that you are the guru when it comes to travel and tourism and all that you do. So thank you very much, William.
Well, great. It's great to be here with you. Unfortunately, my presentation will be much different today than it was in 2018 when things were really going well. But as I told you back then, and I'll continue to say now, we've got a lot of restaurateurs on today. We've got a lot of small businesses. And the important part of the hospitality industry to the city is that so many small businesses participate in serving our customers and our conventioneers when they're here in town. Not to mention the fact that we employ a lot of people that are your customers. So hopefully we'll be able to give you some good information about kind of what's been going on and more importantly, how we see the future moving ahead. So I think it's important to kind of set back to what I call the good old days. In 2019, we were seeing an estimated 57 million visitors every year. That's number 4 in the country for domestic travel, people traveling in the United States to destinations in the United States. $16 billion industry, so it's one of the largest industries in the city, supporting about 300,000 jobs, and jobs that are very important to the infrastructure of our city. And we were, on an average daily basis, about 74% of all the hotel rooms in downtown Midtown Buckhead were occupied. So a lot of visitors in the city, a lot of people dining, a lot of people spending money. And I tell you that because then when we talk about the pandemic, particularly, and those of you who are in the restaurant business that are on understand this better than most, but the hospitality industry was really at the brunt of that pandemic, where you're in the business of having large groups of people meet in small places. That's the wrong business to be in when you're having a pandemic. So we had our last full convention in Atlanta in March of 2020. This past weekend, Labor Day weekend, was the largest crowd we've had in the city since March of 2020. In addition to our convention business falling off, we also lost a lot of demand generators like concerts and festivals, where a lot of people from the Southeast will drive to Atlanta, and our great sporting events, which at that point we're doing, 20% attendance if they could even have their event at all. Business travel is down significantly. And just to give you an idea of how quickly and how starkly things changed, at the end of February of 2020, we were at 74% occupancy. By April, we were at 9%. So it gives you an idea of how quickly and just how powerful this downdraft was. Of course, this affected the employment at restaurants, hotels. I talked to you about the 300,000 people that are employed in our industry. That was probably cut in half last year. And small businesses that support our meetings business and our convention business obviously were severely hit too. Event management venues, restaurants, caterers, florists, everybody who supports our visitors when they come here, all took a big revenue hit. Just to throw some numbers at you, it's hard to believe this, but 25 of our hotels in downtown Midtown Buckhead suspended operations in 2020. We lost 420 events. That's about almost 1.5 million room nights. Our revenue fell 65%. So I told you we're a $16 billion industry. That was about a $10 billion impact hit across the entire city. So again, just staggering numbers on the impact this pandemic has had on travel. Now, the good news is 2021 is going to be a year of transition. It's going to be a clunky transition, but we are moving ahead, kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back as we go. We started out the year with about 1 convention a month. And those conventions were seeing about 30% of their typical attendance, but we were starting, once the vaccine became distributed, we were starting to see people come back to meetings. And so we had about a meeting a month, and that was getting our hotel occupancy from about 20% at the end of 2020 up into the 30s. So we began to see things moving in the right direction. So the good news is people are ready to travel. And if you look at this chart, and this is from Longwoods International, which is one of the research companies that covers our industry, and they measure travel sentiment. And you can see that going into the pandemic, we were at about 87% of travel, and now we're at about 88% of people who are ready to get out and travel. We're all tired of being in our basement. We were hoping this was going to be a face-to-face meeting, but unfortunately we weren't able to do it. But I think we're all ready to end the Zoom calls and get back face-to-face and get out and travel and experience all these great things that we missed the last year and a half. And we've seen this in the flight recovery. So when you look out of Atlanta Airport, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, today we're up to about 207 destinations served, almost 90% of our destinations that we served before the pandemic. So we're seeing a good domestic recovery. International is a little bit slower, and those of you who've been trying to travel internationally have seen the issues going back and forth trying to get in and out of the country. And so international travel is probably not going to come back until 22 or first part of 23. And then you can see kind of some of the other destinations that we're beginning to see air travel. And of course, air travel is the first part of beginning to see a good recovery in our convention business. So again, looking at some of this travel data, you can see if you look on June 23rd, you kind of see the data peaking. And that's when we started hearing about the Delta variant, and it began to affect the way people were thinking about traveling. And so here you see, we've lost 10 points from people who were looking to travel, who were feeling safe traveling outside their community to other destinations. The next slide will show you kind of how people felt about restaurants. Again, we've got some restaurateurs on here, and shopping in retail stores. And again, we've lost about 10% off of the peak in June. So the Delta variant is definitely beginning to have an impact on people moving around the country. This is travelers that were planning to make a change in their travel due to COVID. So lower numbers here are better. And so you can see as you kind of get through 2021, people get more comfortable about traveling, about making travel plans. And again, as you kind of get to June 23rd, we're at 43%. We're kind of at the bottom of that. And now we've gained another 16 points of people who are now having COVID impact their travel decisions. So we've got to get through this variant. Many people expect that it will peak in September. Hopefully we can get through this, and as we get in October, get back to some sense of normalcy in terms of travel, which would be fantastic for our business. And I'll tell you why as we look ahead here. And then this is just a short-term delay. So if you look at people who were planning to travel, that the second line here, people who are planning to travel before the end of September. Back in July, that was 32%. That went down to 21% as we got to the middle of August. So again, that's the impact of that Delta variant really putting pressure on travel. Now you'll see above, people planning to travel in October and December. That hasn't really changed much. So people are kind of holding on in the hopes that we get through this. I made reservations last night, as a matter of fact, for skiing in January. So I think everybody's optimistic, everybody's hopeful that hopefully we can finally get through this and get back to regular travel. This will show you that if you look at the third and fourth line, people who have postponed their travel this year or people who have postponed travel into next year, that's 36%. So a third of the people who had intentions to travel have now postponed that either to later in the year or into next year. And so we're going to be dragging that along in convention travel, corporate travel, and leisure travel as we get through the end of the year here. Now, the good news is when people come back, they're going to find a lot of great things here in the city. We've been doing a lot of building. I was in Midtown today, just looking at all the cranes around Midtown. And, we love to build stuff here in Atlanta. And we've got 8 new hotel properties that are coming online this year. Additional hotels, boutique hotels that our customers are going to be able to stay in. We've also got the Illuminarium, which is the new attraction that's out on the Beltline. If you haven't had a chance to see that, I would recommend that to you as well. So even though we've been caught in this kind of COVID fog, we've still been doing a lot of things to improve the tourism product here in the city. One of the big things that we're doing is building the Insignia by Hilton Hotel, which is a new convention hotel that's going to be on the back side, the north side drive side of the convention center. 975 guest rooms. It's going to provide incremental business to the city because we'll get to put more convention business into Building C. It's also going to employ about 700 people, so it'll add additional jobs into the portfolio. We're expecting that to be open by the end of 2023. Groundbreaking has already started on that space. As you look ahead, business is really good if we could just get through this COVID environment. Just to give you an idea, in 2020, if you look at that top line, those are the largest conventions that we host in Atlanta. If you look at 2021, we hosted 6. So we doubled that number in 2021. But as you see, as we get to 2022, we really begin to see our business getting back to the routine that we're used to. I will tell you that 75% of our convention business was moved to the back half of this year. So we've got a convention scheduled roughly every 7 to 10 days for the rest of the year. The question is, how much attendance are we going to get? Several weeks ago, we had a convention that had about 80% of their typical attendance. We had a convention that canceled that was going to be here next week because they couldn't get anybody to come. And so it's really kind of fits and starts. That's why I say we're kind of 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But we are going to get through this. We are going to get visitors as we come here through the end of the year. Money is beginning to generate, through the system. We're now, the last 3 weeks, we've been at over 50% occupancy. So again, things are moving in the right direction. If it hadn't been for the COVID variant, I mean, we would really, I think, be hitting on all cylinders, but we've got to manage our way through that. But you're going to continue to see more and more people coming into the city as we get through the end of the year. And as you look out for the next 3 or 4 years, we've got a full convention calendar slated. All those meetings are coming. And so as we get into next year, we feel really good about having a good sustained recovery. One of the other great things that's happening for us is sporting events are returning with full attendance. And so we kicked off with the SWAC MEAC Challenge at Center Park at Georgia State last week of August. Last week, and we had the 2 kickoff games here in Atlanta. Obviously, we'll have the SEC Championship again, the Celebration Bowl, which is the HBCU National Championship game. Is going to be at Mercedes-Benz. That's on the week before Christmas when nobody is doing any business travel. So that is always incremental to our portfolio. And then we'll end the year with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. And of course, as was mentioned earlier with the Hawks, our professional sports teams are all doing well. We have a lot of visitors that come throughout the Southeast to come to major league sports here in the city. Of course, the Braves are off to a great start. The United is doing well. The Hawks added a lot of energy to downtown this fall. It was energy that was very much needed. And it was great to see that as we moved into 2021. And of course, we're all looking forward to opening day for the Falcons on Sunday here at Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
Give you an idea of some of the things we're looking at in the future. As you know, we are one of the cities that is bidding to host games for the FIFA World Cup in 2026. That announcement we expect is going to be made in the first quarter of next year. We feel with our great stadium, with the great soccer crowds that we've been able to draw, I believe we're number 1 in the country in terms of soccer attendance, that we feel like we have a very attractive package for FIFA. And so we'll be looking forward to hearing their decision first part of next year. Arthur Blank announced the other day in the paper that he wants to go for the 2028 Super Bowl. And so obviously we'll be in that bidding process. If you remember, one of the really unfortunate things about COVID was in April of 2020, we were supposed to host the NCAA Men's Final Four. That was about $100 million piece of business, just that piece of business. And so, of course, unfortunately, that wasn't able to go forward. And so we're looking forward to working out a time when they'll be able to come back. And I feel like that will occur before the end of the decade as well. And then the college football playoff national championship, which we hosted in 2018, they're back in their bid cycle, and we will be participating in that bid cycle as well. So we're still going to continue to look towards mega events to fill in the calendar. And as we get through the end of this decade, hopefully we'll be able to host many, if not all of those, as we get through the 2020s. So just to give you 5 key takeaways, our industry is in recovery, but it's going to be fits and starts. And of course, one of the aggravating things about it is once we finally started getting people here, we ran into this labor issue, this labor shortage, which several of our restaurateurs were talking about. We are working, we've produced some materials reaching out to encourage people to consider hospitality as a career, reaching out to high schools, reaching out to college hospitality groups to try and get more and more people in our industry. So this is a very real issue. Again, I'll echo what was said earlier. When you're in a restaurant or at a hotel, understand they're most likely short-staffed. So please be patient with them. We're known for giving great service. They're going to give great service, but everybody's just a little stretched right now. I was with 80 of our customers last week in Washington. Conventions are ready to come back to face-to-face. This is how they make their money. This is how their members get value. You all know this through the BCN, how you get value in interacting and talking to each other. And that's what conventions provide, and they're ready to get back into the business. And so as soon as we can get through COVID, we're going to see a surge in travel. The COVID-19 variant is obviously having a huge impact. Just as we were set up for a great recovery, the variant hit, and I showed you the numbers, the sentiment numbers, and the impact that it's having. So again, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We still got the conventions on the books. Hopefully attendance will continue to build as we go through the end of the year, and we'll get that money flowing back through the city again. I'm often asked, when are we going to get back to 2019? It's probably going to be 2023, maybe even the first part of 2024, but in some ways sooner than you would expect. So because there is a lot of pent-up demand for travel. And I would also tell you that we are well positioned for the recovery. The fact that the state stayed open gave us a little bit of a head start on other states that had closed down. And so we had a head start on the convention business. We had really good leisure business over the summer. And I showed you all the convention business that we've got scheduled in the out years. So we're in a good position. We just need to get this albatross from around our neck, as everybody does. We actually have a convention in town this week. I was speaking to them this morning. And as the International Gay and Lesbian Travel Association, a very important trade association, we're hosting their convention, which we hope will lead to additional business, both nationally and internationally. So people are still coming, and we're working hard every day to make sure we get more and more as we move forward. So with that, I'm happy to, Deborah wanted me to do 15 minutes. I think I hit it on the nose, and now I'm happy to take any questions that you have.
Yeah, we have time, William, for a couple questions. And one thing I want to say is that with this meaty information that you just shared, what's the best way to connect with you if our members want to learn more and also maybe get involved in your organization, the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau?
Absolutely. I think the easiest thing to do is just send me an email. I'll get it to the right people. It's WPATE@atlanta.net. And if you send that to me, tell me what you're interested in. I'll make sure it gets to the right place.
Are there any questions from our members or guests? for
Yeah.
I have a
William?
question.
Jeff had a question as well.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Good morning, William, and thank you for a terrific talk. My question is, over the last 18 months, how has Atlanta fared as compared to other major American cities dealing with this pandemic, especially with regards to Atlanta as a venue for conventions?
So that's a great question. I will tell you that relative to the folks we compete with, San Francisco, San Diego, Chicago, New York, New Orleans, Orlando, in general, many of those states had pretty severe restrictions on meeting, how many people can meet, that sort of thing. And we actually were able to relocate several conventions from the West Coast that are going to meet this year in Atlanta because they didn't know if they were going to be able to move forward with their meetings on the West Coast. So in a way, we have the fact that we've remained open has given us an opportunity to get some additional business. And as I said, we were hosting conventions as early as the end of December, first part of January. And so relative to other folks, we've been in a good position. I would also remind you that every time our airport adds flights, or every airline that adds flights helps our destination because those flights either come through Atlanta or originate or terminate in Atlanta. So as airline lift grows, we're going to benefit from that as well. So in terms of getting things scheduled, we've really, I think, fared, certainly top right box. The challenge is getting people comfortable enough to travel. And I would say in general, we're seeing 30 to 50% of the attendance that we would normally get for a convention.
We have time. Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff. We have time for one more question.
We have Caesar at Nexus.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. My question is, I'm in the supply chain industry and I'm wondering, has there been anything been put in place yet as we expect this growth and this boom? You said about 36% of people have been put their traveling plans on hold or pushed them out. I expect that to be a boom of people traveling and doing business and things of that nature. Has any plans been put in place to stock up on or to address the supply chain issues that are happening, the backlog, or are we just going to hope that levels, current supplies kind of hold out through the rush, or how's that being worked out?
Well, if COVID's taught me one thing, hope is not a strategy. So
very true, very true.
I will tell you that where that impacts our business most significantly is in getting exhibitor information and product and things in the country from outside the country. So we've had some, because about 35% of our attendees at major conventions are international. So that means exhibitors coming to the United States to exhibit at the convention. And you've all been to conventions, the setups of the booths and things like that. If you've got a heavy machinery convention or something like that, they've got to get that machinery into the country, and then they've got to get it from the port into the city. And so we have seen some issues there. There has been some backlog there, but most of that has to do with just, the issues that we've had with COVID, trying to get things moved across international boundaries. That will hopefully begin to pick up. I'll give you just one example. We've got a big international show in Las Vegas in 2 weeks. It's where international buyers buy domestic travel products that they then sell in their countries. U.S. Travel was able to get travel waivers for people to come into the country for 30 days to attend that show. That's a really important show. And so we've been able to do some workarounds. But to your point, and as I said at the beginning, the next 6 months are going to be clunky. and we're going to have fits and starts, and some things are going to go well, and other things we're going to have to, really put the elbow grease to it. But as we get more and more people here, I mean, the good news is the financial impact will occur very quickly.
William, in the last 30 seconds, do you want to share about the Hospitality Hall of Fame, the annual awards gala?
Yes, we have Hospitality Hall of Fame. It's our opportunity to salute people who are in our business, who have contributed significantly to our business. Jeff Portman, who ran America's Mart for many years. Carl Adkins, who ran the college football championship, the Super Bowl, and what was going to be the Final Four in Atlanta. Nancy, I can't remember last name, Gordy. Thank you. There you go. Nancy Gordy from the Varsity. Obviously her family started the Varsity, and they've had a huge impact on our city. And then finally, Steve Smith, who has been involved in our industry in the city for 25 years. So great folks. That'll be in November. It will be face-to-face, and looking forward to inducting them. And then those Hall of Fame plaques sit at the Georgia World Congress Center if you ever have an opportunity to walk through and see those.
And the Hospitality Hall of Fame gala that you just mentioned, where is it going to be?
It's going to be at Savannah Hall at the Atlanta Zoo.
Okay. And I've gone for many years. So all of you that are here today, if it's a great time to mix and mingle with people in the industry, and I can't say enough about it. It's just a wonderful evening. Makes you feel good about being in Atlanta. William, you've been outstanding, and I know it's tough with your schedule to get you. So we're very grateful that you've made the time with us today, very much so. And as our gift to you, we'd like to give you two gifts. One is from our Good Game. And if you have not been to Good Game Restaurant and Bar, powered by Topgolf Swing Suite, Matt Kimbrough has provided us with a $50 gift certificate to give to you so you can enjoy.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And then our speaker last month, George McCarrow, has also given us a gift certificate that we'd like to pass along to you, a $50 gift certificate to enjoy at any of the Ted's restaurants.
Awesome. Well, I'm wedged between two board members, George McCarrow and Andrew Salzman. So I feel like I'm in good company.
Fabulous. And then to send these to you, is that going to be at your home office or at your office downtown?
You can send it to the office downtown. We're all coming back to work on Monday. So we're going to be back fully staffed, 100% vaccinated, starting on Monday.
Well, please stay with us because we have our restaurant returning member spotlights, and it'd be great for you to meet some of these three members, and then we have a couple guests. So, William, thank you again.
Thank you all very much.
Natasha, you have 2 minutes, and it's wonderful that you are renewing for your second year. Natasha E. Davis is the Chief Visionary with Impact Branding Consulting. Natasha?
Greetings. Hi. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I hope all is well. Thank you so much, Deborah, for this opportunity. And so Natasha Davis is President and CEO of Impact Branding Consulting. And what do? We do end-to-end brand strategy, strategic planning, and training and development. Not only do we support corporations, private sector corporations, but we also support government agencies. And our main focus is to make sure that the performance of the company is in total alignment with the vision of the leader, and to also close out those performance gaps with day-to-day operations. So who's a great referral for us? Great referral for us are the CEOs or the leaders of a company who feel like they're on a human hamster wheel. They're going, and they have not figured out why something isn't working. They can't put their finger on it, but they know that something's just not right. Another great referral for us is the organization that is launching a new product or service, and they need to make sure that they have the process streamlined. They have it in an actual sequence. We all know that developing a strategy can be easy, but implementing is the challenging part. And that's where we come in. We help to develop and implement. Industries that we work with service professionals. We also, again, work with government agencies. We support the trucking industry as well. We did do a lot of work with restaurants pre-COVID-19. However, as you guys can all expect, that has had to take a shift as well. So our member offer for our BCN family is if any company here is like, hey, let's have a power chat. I want to talk through some things. It is not a pressured conversation. It's really a conversation just to explore and to dissect things and to offer some solutions. You're invited to have a complimentary power chat that is valued at $175 for the hour. And you can conveniently book that online. As long as we know that you're BCN, you will not be charged. All right, it's Natasha Davis with Impact Branding Consulting. I'm looking forward to connecting and aligning with each of you as we get ready to cross into the new year.
Natasha, excellent job. Thank you so much. And I know that you are working with one of our members, as an example, is Rosewood. And Jacqueline, are you with us today? Okay. Well, I'm glad that you guys are working.
Yes, I'm here. Slow on my mute.
Okay. Well, Jacqueline, just a heads up or a salute to you and Natasha for working together.
It's been a great relationship. I can't say enough about her.
Well, thank you. We're now going to move to our second returning member, and that's John Parker. John, you've got 2 minutes to share.
Good morning, everybody. I just want to say I'm really proud to be a 5-year member. It's been great the first 4 years, and I'm sure it'll be even better in the 5th. I'm going to tell a story today, just a short story. One of the products that we sell are branded apparel, which would be shirts and hats with a logo on it. And why would you want to do that? I'm going to give you 3 quick reasons. One is to identify yourself as an employee if you're going to someone's office or someone's home to do some work. Second is just a sense of team. And third is the ability to start a conversation. It's a conversation starter. And that's the story I'm going to tell. One day about 10 years ago, I had an appointment at the Cobb County Chamber of Commerce. And I had about 15 minutes, I was about 15 minutes early. So I thought I'd stop at the Marriott Hotel and sit on a couch and make phone calls and things like that. So I'm looking around, they just did a big improvement, and I'm looking around the lobby, and the general manager comes up to me and asks if she could help me. And I said, well, I'm just enjoying looking at your renovations. It's great. She looked at my shirt, which said Parker Promotions. And she said, are you in the promotional products industry? And I said, yes. She said, are you located in Marietta? And I said, yes. She said, do you have an office and or showroom? And I said, yes. She looked at me and she said, this is your lucky day. So since that time, they've been one of my biggest customers. So that's one reason to wear logoed shirts everywhere you go.
John, thank you very much. And if anyone wants to reach out to you, the best way to reach you?
Either my email or voicemail, or just give me a call.
And I know you're doing business with quite a few of our members. So thank you for all you do and for being a 5-year member like Taylor English and like Hunter Recruitment Advisors says a lot to us. So thank you very much.
Happy to be here.
Our next returning member is Andrew Kiefer. Andrew is the owner, president, and founder of Cinematics and is a 3rd-year member. And you've got 2 minutes, Andrew.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody. Glad to be back for going into the 3rd year now. Looking forward to the in-person version of BCN starting back next month. As I think everybody would attest, it's much better when you can do this stuff in person. Just wanted to say Cinematics is a strategic consulting service, and we design and implement growth strategies for new and emerging businesses. We work with startups, we work with businesses that are maybe going through an ownership change and want to hit a growth spurt and whatnot. Our ideal client is somebody that is very decisive, willing and able and eager to move forward, entrepreneurial, risk-taking, and also passionate about their business. The way we work is very much in terms of networking people, very similar to the sort of core philosophy of BCN. We find affiliations with partnerships between clients and among clients. And we do a lot of relationship building and build alliances to leverage the attributes of individuals within a business and also across businesses we work with. Our best partner. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say we have 2 minutes left. So please do share your best partner and then your member offer.
Yeah, the best partner is somebody, again, that is looking for mutual benefit over sort of a tactical approach to things. They're really looking for the long view. And if anybody's interested, we do offer a complimentary consultation, exploration conversation to see if there's any way we can help you. And when we can't, and we can refer you to somebody that we know, we do that as well. So it's a no obligation opportunity to maybe point you in a direction that will help your business. We work with technology related things. We work with operational related things, marketing and so forth. So talking fast because I know the clock's ticking and Deborah's a clock watcher. So that's it. Send me an email. It's on the BCN website if you need anything.
Let me say on behalf of the three of you, Natasha and John and Andrew, I see a lot of synergy with all of you. So I hope that hearing each other today, maybe you can reach out to each other. I'd like to welcome, just to share with everybody, in addition to Natasha and Andrew and John, also returning this year is McKenna Media Group, who will be sharing, Tina will be sharing her spotlight at the October 14th meeting. And also we will have Georgia Aquarium sharing their new member spotlight. Again, Hiroshi, thank you for being with us today. Hiroshi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
If you could say hello. Yep. If you wanted to share 30 seconds about the Georgia Aquarium. And again, welcome as a new member and another nonprofit we will be supporting.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So at the Aquarium, I oversee strategic marketing and corporate partnerships. So I think the goal is to obviously network, but also kind of not reintroduce, but also provide more an overview of the opportunities that we provide. So obviously we are Atlanta's #1 attraction, but we are a nonprofit at the same time. And I think that kind of gets lost sometimes. So if you guys are looking for a platform for marketing, but also if you guys want to make a community impact, whether it's tied to education, conservation, whether it's sustainability or even veterans, we offer that. So I think that's something that, it kind of gets dwarfed sometimes when you have this new $110 million shark exhibit. Kind of you forget that all the conservation stuff or the education that we're doing for the community. So feel free to reach out, but looking forward to the October meeting. And thanks for your time.
Thank you, Hiroshi. And I'd like to also welcome our guests. In addition to Hiroshi, who's a member and a guest today, I'd like to recognize Serve Pro of Southeast Nashville, Atlanta, Heather Featherstone, and Stuart Hansen with Stuart Hansen Studios. So Heather and Stuart, if you could both share your 30-second value proposition, that would be great.
So Heather Featherstone, Serve Pro Disaster Recovery. We do emergency water, fire, mold remediation on the smallest scale to the largest scale. Last year, we did 40 million square feet in COVID cleaning in the Atlanta area last year. Our value statement, since 40% of businesses don't recover after a disaster, we offer an emergency response plan to our community businesses, which includes pictures of your water and electrical cutoffs, locations of those same important areas, all emergency phone numbers for dispatch, and most importantly, it's app-based and shareable with your internal team members. And William, I never quit traveling. So personally, I experienced what happened with hospitality last year. So it was very enjoyable hearing you. Feel free to reach out with questions. Heather Featherstone, it rhymes. You'll never forget it. Serve Pro, here to help.
Thank you, Heather. And thank you for being with us today. I look forward to getting to know you. And then Stuart Hansen Studios. Stuart, you'll close us out.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Deborah. And thanks, William, for the great talk. Thanks for letting me join you all today. I am Stuart, owner of Stuart Hansen Studios, a photography portrait studio in Marietta. My value proposition is that I believe that everyone deserves to have their life memories preserved as artwork in their home. Weddings, births, graduations, it's these significant life memories that we all enjoy in the form of portraits, and that's what I help my clients do.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you with us, and the same with Heather and all of you. I wish you a wonderful day on behalf of Buddy, who helps me tremendously, Fred and Jeff and Ann. Thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you in person, October 14th. Thank you, Taylor English, for being our host and food sponsor, and Nakado Sashi for catering, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.